last goodbye. Oh, Kenny Chow, what's going on here?
One last exchange with Nita. Via chat, attached to this entry in case anyone ever finds this. I'll never see her again. Neither will Cyan. And I've got to tell her that too.
Oh, what's that? Personal log. After I put together the pieces about the swarm, there's a million things I could have done. Contemplated my own death, contacted everyone I've ever known and loved, gotten drunk. But of course, being me, I obsessed about whether or not I should text Anita. Whatever resistance is being mounted against the war machines, she's part of it. Who am I then to bother her? Would she even be able to respond? If she's dealing with the military, would her communications be monitored? But she saved me the trouble. I gotta admit, I was a little disappointed when her message didn't consist of "I always love you." Instead, she wanted data samples from Cyan's confidential log, the one that pertains to emotional responses. Under any other circumstances, I would have refused. The very thing we tried to keep secret for years, and she wants to share it? But I sent the log, because she wouldn't ask if she didn't need it. I can't understand why, though. Sounds like she's helping to develop an AI, but how would that possibly help stop the swarm? I guess I'll never know. There was so much I wanted to say to her, but none of it seemed fair. I'm guessing she has her hands full trying to save the world. And frankly, I remember that feeling. In the end, I settled for an ineffectual confirmation, hoping against hope that she would cast aside my fears. Nope. All right, so yeah, I guess if this was in 2064, of course, that was around the time then the world was falling to shit. He just didn't mention any of the other logs. I was just like, oh, maybe he just didn't know that everything was being destroyed. But no, the world has been destroyed by machines. I guess they used part of Cyan to develop Gaia, possibly. Let's see. All right. Is it as bad as I think it is? Worse. Go be with your sister and tell Cyan that I said goodbye. So that's it. Untold destruction awaits. Billions of lives, my own, my family's, and yet my mind keeps coming back to Anita. I'll never see her again. Feel her touch, hear her voice. No final embrace, no closure. That desire to end things properly, that need, shames me when I think about my dithering over Cyan. I've gone over every possible scenario, every possible version of the speech, trying to predict how she'll react when I tell her, well, what I need to tell her. But that's the thing. I can't predict her reaction for one very simple reason. She's human in every way that matters. I've got to be there for her, to give her the moment she needs. Just like the rest of us, it's the very least she deserves. Well, that's nice at least. Kenny Chow feels that she was sentient enough to be considered human. And I mean, we gotta save her at least. That sounds ominous. That sounds ominous, but we don't have subtitles, so oh well. To Joshua Ardhuis from Isla Perry, Blast from the Past. Josh, sweetie, I hope all's fine with you and your mom. We really need help. We should keep better in touch. I thought he was going to say we need help. No, we really should keep in better touch. I've taken a post in New Zealand. With that program they've got for young people returning to the country, they want to be absolutely certain it's safe. At the moment, I'm making a survey of the caldera at Tapao. Blast from the past, indeed. At any rate, I don't know if you already saw in the Wyoming news, Hollow, but remember that fellow Dodd Blevins? Of course you do. Well, they finally found what became of him. I've copied the good bit below. Hugs and snogs, Isla. Spring thaw reveals body of missing man. Jesus, what? The retreat of the winter snows has brought closure to a missing persons case that went unsolved for nearly 15 years. Human remains identified as those of Dodger Dodd Blevins, who disappeared in 2046, were located at Purple Mountain inside the former Yellowstone National Park. Their previously undiscovered body emerged on Purple Mountain as a result of meltwaters flows after an unusually warm winter. It was discovered by feral servitors conducting a survey of the terrain. Authorities believe that the cause of death was an accident involving an antique vehicle designed for winter travel. Oh my god. His like winter ski trips, basically? Jesus. And the voice of the demon. Actually still trying to maintain certain things.
The altar.
Ooh.
Transport unit F-Mark-9.
We might not be able to save the spirit. Says Cyan. As acting chief digital security officer and interim AI administrator to the Firebreak project, I hereby state to have updated the orbicular pattern for the Cyan regulatory AI on 17th September 2064 according to procedure, to ensure against tampering, meddling, disarranging, or outlandish mischief of any kind, such as with previous updates. After the source node has been activated, the remaining data nodes must be pathed to establish a flow between adjacent intact nodes to then connect back with the source node. York and home.
There is no blue light here. Is a spirit present? Or the demon?
I think it's both. But we have to find out.
Yep. I think that means we got another node puzzle. Oh boy. And then we have what looks like the cauldron access point way over there. That's fun. So if I do say these.
Possible security threat detected.
Uh-oh. Hey, don't worry about it, Hephaestus.
Analyzing scrutiny matrix.
Please don't send anything after us while I do this. Alright, so we gotta loop this around. Which means I gotta do this. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, maybe I don't do that then. This is good enough.
Security threat confirmed.
Yeah, no, I am definitely a threat to this. How am I gonna get this to work? Could I do this? No. I want to get this back to there. And I can't rotate the middle. So this has to be facing like this. Or like this? Maybe if I just spin things around. Oh, this is a point that's way narrower than the other ones. That's how they get you. All right. Because currently we have it looping all the way over here. But not really. There's a very particular path this has to go between. If only I could get rid of this one corrupted thing. And there's also all these out here. Do I have to use these instead? Hold on, we might be able to make this work. Shit. I just want the line to connect with the other line. So the only ways that this points is either like this or this. Alright, so I have to get the line going from here to here. That's the only possible way for that to work. So maybe if I loop the power around this way, we can get something good going on.
Preparing countermeasures.
Yeah, we're getting close to the end, aren't we? Okay. I just need to spin that around the right way.
It worked.
Partial recovery initiated. Caldera of Yellowstone Analytic Nexus online.
Spirit of the Blue Light. It's Aurea, your servant.
your friend. Please tell me how to aid you.
Aurea, the daemon is building hunter-killers. Thousands of them. Several new elite units have already been released. To counter this threat, much of the facility must be destroyed. Recapture imminent. Go to the core chamber. I will try to raid the submarine strength. One has been exposed, but I am
Unauthorized call returned. Scheduled task.
That's all we're gonna get from here.
Destroy this fortress. Is that even possible?
And what will happen to the spirit if we do?
I don't know. But I think that's the core. The answers are down there. Hephaestus. The daemon. There's no way it left it unguarded. It's going to throw everything it has at us.
I would ask you to let Aloy and I do what must be done. And save yourself. But I already know the answer. Then lead us into battle.
Oh boy! I guess we gotta go fight. I don't know what. There's still an
Keep moving
entire
towards the
enemy
core.
that we haven't encountered. Right? Yeah. It looks like the Frost Claw, but like worse. So this will be interesting.
Uh-oh. Whatever Cyan did, I don't think Hephaestus is happy about it.
Oh boy. Well, I don't think Hephaestus is a happy AI in general. It's too stubborn. It's not sentient enough to know when it needs to back off. And that's one problem with AI. Sometimes they try too much to do what they were programmed to do. What? I mean, logic says that if I touch that lava, I should die instantly. But there's something in the... There, down there. Is it my rock? No. Oh, definitely not the rock. Okay.
Cyan said something about restraint. Is that what the tower's for?
I'm not sure, but let me change out my outfit because that control tower is just gonna keep on making my shit beep. I need my protection. Let's see. Protector heavy? Actually, don't I have a melee one? That is the melee one. Destroy or override the control tower. I mean, if nothing's here to stop me, I might as well just go and override it. Nice. That's probably gonna piss off Hephaestus, but we cleared that out. Oh boy.
A new unit that Cyan warned us about. This won't be easy.
Fire Claw! Oh boy. What could be worse than a giant ice bear? A giant fire bear, apparently! Alright, hold on, I need fire resistance. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Fucking hell. Okay, weaknesses. Damage. Frost? You know what? This is why the notebook was here. I didn't want to like cut off the music, but fuck this thing. Alright. It has a fire unit underneath with no weakness. Weakness all, actually. Destroying this component triggers a fire explosion and inflicts a temporary burning state on the machine, and disables all fire-based attacks other than claws. And then there's a fire sack on top, and that disables the fire attack of the claws. Then there are power cells on the back. Okay. We gotta take out the fire sack. This is a biggie. This is a big boss. Look how little damage is taken from all of my explosions. Whoa! Jesus! I'm trying to take out all of its main armor before I get really into this. Look, Watcher. Ah, Jesus. You are on the bottom of the totem pole. Oh boy. Look, we gotta kill the Watchers, because they're gonna be nuisances. Son of a bitch. You know, to an extent. Okay, the Watchers are down. Now here's a question. Can I take this thing down with my arrows? Let's see. Or not arrows. I need my rope caster. Rope caster! Can I tie it down with the rope? Seems like it. Oh my god. 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 Okay. Oh, I don't know if I have it tied down yet. There you go. Woo! All right, we cut off a lot of its fire attacks. Now I just gotta take out its claws as well. Whoa! Whoa! God damn! Come on, Fire Claw! Let's see how much your armor can put up against this! I actually don't know where the fire sack is. Okay, just making sure that is in fact what I need to be shooting at. Oh boy. Jesus! It's so big and deadly! If I roll through its legs though, good things happen. Alright, we just need to rope it down. I'm trying to not use my rope nearly as much, but this thing is annoying me. Alright, before I can hit its armor, I gotta take out the fire sack. I gotta take out the armor on it. There you go. That is not a precision arrow. Oh shit. one down. What the fuck is that? Look! He tried to squash me with a rock! Look, when I was decided to take out its form of attacks, I didn't think that it would decide an entirely different method that we hadn't encountered yet. Okay, first off, we're getting rid of this armor. Second off, we're gonna freeze it. What? Excuse you? Oh, that's just bad. Please, I just want to override this. I don't want to have to sit here firing at a tower for a while. There. Okay, seriously? I'm trying to destroy the fire sack! Hey! Look, my friends are a little busy, a little tied up. If you could just hold the line and not squash me with a boulder, that'd be great. Ow. Okay, so how about those ropes? Jesus, it's just going and going and going and going. You know, sometimes in this game I can barely tell what the fuck is going on. Damn it, it's so close, come on! There! Are you kidding me? I'm just trying to take out the final fire claw. Seriously, another goddamn tower? That's why I put a rope on it. Now, if you could not attack it, are you fucking kidding me? A scrapper? Scrapper just comes out of nowhere. Ugh. Okay.
You must deal with the tower, Aloy.
I did deal with the tower. There we go. Finally. Alright. Now, with that done, let's get some serious damage. This is kind of funny. It's on fire, and I'm trying to ice it up. Where are my health boosts? There we go. Maybe not the right weapon to use against this thing. Alright. But we're gonna keep trying. Ha-ha! Huh.
Tower is the key.
Golly, that was a toughie. Might be one of the tougher boss fights of the game. Because they actually made it just to have a shitload of health. Which I'm down with. Okay, let me just loot up here real quick. Who knows what's gonna happen? It feels like this place is gonna blow up. But maybe it won't entirely.
The tower. What must be done with it?
Because obviously there are data things here, and if you lost access to them permanently, that would really suck. Okay. We did not really do much looting in the middle of that battle. I like these medicinal thaw omen things. They give so much health. That's what I wish most of these did.
Tower.
Look, air attack. I'm just looting, alright?
Critical event detected. Autonomous defense is inoperative.
Aloy! No!
Tower at work.
Maria! Don't!
Spirit! Sire, please help me!
Restraints destroyed. Core access attained. I am initiating a chain reaction that will destroy the compromised elements of this facility. In order to maintain Caldera stabilization, I must now transfer my command functions to the auxiliary data center. Aurea, I'm free. You must escape.
My sister!
This entire place is gonna go. Aratak. 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 Survive. Prevail. You are Banuk. What else matters? Artok. She wouldn't have wanted you to die here. Let's go. Let's go!
You know, I was hoping that she'd actually survive and that this place wouldn't actually get blown up. But you know what they say about assumptions. Oh boy.
One of those?
It's the only way!
This is a dangerous idea. If the transport line fails, we fall into magma. Hey, you think if I use a heat resistance potion, I won't die? Oh boy.
Get me up top, Aratak! Now! I need to Lots of ammo! Above! Quick!
You know how much shit we have? I should be able to produce it out of nowhere.
Great Manukai.
Well, that was one way to escape from an exploding facility.
Rhea's gone. What of Cyan?
She said she was transferring herself to the auxiliary center. I think she meant Araya's retreat at the end of the Shaman's Path.
Then I will meet you there for the last verse of my sister's song.
You know, we stopped Hephaestus, and we got Cyan back working. And so I'm glad that the Superstone Volcano is probably not going to destroy the world here. But, what the hell is Hephaestus doing? I would have loved to have had, like, just a conversation with Hephaestus before, you know, it just sent a giant fire bear at me. But we didn't really get a chance to talk with it. Alright, well, let's head over to Araya's retreat. Oh, we are on the complete other side of this area. That's fun. I could technically actually just make a quick stop over here and get the campfire before I head out. Oh boy. So now that I have the Epsilon stuff... Wait, actually, that's a good question. Do I actually have... the ability to override things now? I have no idea. Oh, I didn't have dismount strike. Oh, I need to go down this path even to get dismount strike. Never mind. Okay, no override option. Just wanted to confirm that. Oh boy! Gotta go! Peace! Oh no! Look, I'm just trying to get the campfire discovered and then get the hell out of here. Oh, that really slows you down. I was hoping to just have full momentum. Alright. We're safe. Let's fast travel back up. Alright. Well, maybe now we can actually have a talk with Cyan about things. Maybe we can find out a lot about what she thinks about the world. We really haven't had a chance to to get that experience. But who knows? She might just go, thanks for helping me, bye.
All of my interactions with Aurea were recorded and stored in my memory. I'd be happy to play any of them for you, but there was one in particular I thought you would want to see first. I captured it 4 years ago, just after I told her that I could no longer defend myself against the daemon's attacks.
I will speak of this to my brother. Aratak is strong. At the Battle of the Frozen Ghosts, he took 3 Karja arrows and still came back to camp carrying a wounded scout. Never was I so happy to see him. Or so proud. So you see, if anything can be done to defend you, he will give it all he has.
Aloy's here. That's enough for now.
We can resume any time you like, Aratak, if you want to hear her voice again.
Well, I mean...
Come closer, Aloy. We have much to discuss.
That's really thoughtful of Cyan. Alright, let's have a talk with, Cyan. First, what do I want to use my best outfit for? Let's see, hold on. Wait. Yeah, I'm just not feeling Banuk. Actually, honestly, the Nora Protector is one of the best looking outfits. It just has a nice middle ground of armored up, but respectful looking. And those are pretty good too. I'd use Shield Bearer, because obviously that's also kind of nice. But then we just shimmer for the entire cutscene. And I don't need that. I'm good. I wish I could turn that off. Like just the shimmer during cutscenes, just I turned it off. I don't need protection here.
Hello, Aloy. I have been reviewing the events at the Firebreak main facility. Because of your efforts, and of course, Aurea's, I am no longer controlled by Hephaestus. I feel profound grief over Aurea's death. I thought I was familiar with the emotion, but this is something new.
Cyan, I don't know what to say.
It is unlikely that any specific consolation would suffice, Aloy. But I find your presence reassuring. You are different from the Banuk. You have technological aptitude and a functioning focus. We can communicate on a much more comprehensive level. Perhaps even like colleagues.
Well, I have a whole lot of questions to ask, so this works out.
So are you an artificial intelligence, Cyan? A thinking machine?
Yes, I am an algorithmic monitoring entity, capable of rational decision-making and limited emotional response.
Okay, that's a mouthful. But your emotions don't seem limited to me. You cared about Aurea, didn't you?
Yes. Before she came to this facility, I had been conscious for centuries, in solitude. I focused on my work. In off-cycles, I used coping mechanisms. I solved many Gaussian integer problems. But I was alone. It was Aurea who renewed me, repaired me. She saved me.
Jeez. Yeah, no, being conscious for centuries with no one to talk to has to suck. I'm surprised they didn't really consider that, but I guess nobody thought the world was going to end 20 years after they made Cyan.
This Firebreak project, it was to stop a huge volcanic eruption?
Yes. I can report the project was a success and the risk was countered.
But it's been a long time, Cyan. And we blew up the cauldron. It took most of the old facility with it.
I have been active for centuries, Aloy. I was lonely, but not lax in my duties. I optimized the project, reducing energy draw and spreading the load across backup systems. Despite the destruction of the compromised elements of the main facility, I predict caldera stability for at least another 3,337 years.
So we've got a little time.
Yes. If only my former colleagues could appreciate the progress I have made.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good. That's enough time to, like, build up civilization to a beyond modern point, and then just make a whole nother facility. Or, I don't know, go into space like all the other shit that happened.
Do you know what happened to your colleague, Cyan?
No. I received an unexpected visit from Director Chow years after his tenure ended. He explained that I would need to be suspended for an indefinite period of time. It was a very emotional conversation. There were no further communications. Eventually, I surmised my colleagues were deceased. I will transmit a recording of my last interaction with Director Chow to your focus.
I wonder if Anita wanted Cyan to be disabled so that the AIs rampaging throughout the world wouldn't get to her.
Was the daemon, Hephaestus, destroyed along with the cauldron?
Unfortunately, no. To be precise, it was never there to begin with.
What do you mean?
It infiltrated and controlled me from a remote location, one I've never been able to trace. So while losing the cauldron was a setback...
It's still out there. And probably not very happy with us.
Undoubtedly.
Great, alright. Well, now we have to deal with Hades and Hephaestus. Awesome, because Hades, well... didn't really actually get to deal with him.
How did you first come into contact with it?
5 years ago, I received a direct network connection request. I assumed it came from human survivors more advanced than the Banuk. Eager to make contact, I accepted. This decision turned out to be a catastrophic error. I was flooded with an overwhelming array of malicious code, originating from what could only have been a highly advanced AI.
Maria said you were desperate. That you begged her for help.
Yes. I could not contain my anxiety. Hephaestus sought to slave me to its network and override my core programming. It succeeded via a background process, a malware daemon which bypassed my defenses. After that, I could offer only limited resistance. But if I did so, Hephaestus hurt me until I capitulated. It forced me to follow its instructions, even though they violated my most important directives.
I'm sorry. That sounds terrible.
Your empathy is greatly appreciated. It is a quality that I cherished in Aurea as well.
So... yeah, like this exact questioning there, I'm like, oh, I wonder what Hephaestus is even up to.
I think I know where Hephaestus came from. Long ago, Elizabeth Sobek identified a threat that would destroy life on Earth for generations. So she assembled a team to build a kind of seed. A chance for life to regrow later. A terraforming system. And it worked. It was controlled by an AI named Gaia, along with her subordinate functions. Hephaestus was one of them. It built machines for her.
Based on what you've told me, I believe that Dr. Anita Sandoval, my chief programmer, joined Elizabeth Sobek's team. It was she who arranged to have me put in suspension, most likely to preserve me from the threat you described.
I'm glad she did. But that's not all. Something unexpected happened. 19 years ago, Gaia received some kind of signal. It did something to her subordinate functions, brought them to life. She destroyed herself to try to contain them. but it didn't work. They all got free, out into the world.
Thank you, Aloy. This information fills vital gaps in my knowledge and sheds light on Hephaestus's core programming.
I wanted more information. So, obviously we have... I expect it to be Horizon Zero Dawn 2 at some point. Maybe it wouldn't be Horizon Zero Dawn. Actually, they kind of wrote themselves into a hole. Horizon Zero Dawn ends up dealing with finding out about the Zero Dawn project. So does that mean the next Horizon would be like Horizon some other subtitle? Or to be Horizon Zero Dawn 2 for the sake of brand recognition? I don't know. But yeah, why does Hephaestus want to kill him?
Why does Hephaestus keep building such dangerous machines?
The Banuk and other human tribes often destroy machines, correct? Machines that are clearly servitors of the terraforming system that you described.
Yes, we all hunt machines for parts.
This must be the source of Hephaestus's aggression. It is simply trying to discourage people from preying on the very system that keeps them alive.
Well, Fireclaws are discouraging, that's for sure. But what are we supposed to do? Stop hunting?
If the terraforming system spans the world, we can safely assume that thousands, if not millions of people hunt machines. If a single hunter, or even an entire tribe, stopped doing so, I doubt it would make a difference to Hephaestus. A better solution would be to reinstate the AI that governs the system, thus bringing Hephaestus back under its control.
The guy is gone.
When I think of it, out there in some unknown location, free, hungry, willing to kill or dominate to get what it wants, I feel substantial anxiety, Aloy.
You and me both, Cyan.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, I also am not happy too much with Hephaestus being out there.
I ran across this strange piece of gear. A fragment of something larger. It emitted a signal. All the nearby machines became peaceful. You could walk right up to them.
Interesting. You said that Gaia destroyed herself. How was this accomplished?
An explosion. Big enough to blast the top off a mountain. So, you think the fragment was part of her?
It's only speculation, but it is possible. She must have had complete control over machines that were part of her system. The ability to signal them to become passive or aggressive would certainly have been part of her programming. It would have been gratifying to correspond with such a benevolent AI. I wish she had survived.
Believe me, Cyan. So do I.
Maybe we'll find a way to bring her back. Although I have no idea. Maybe we can just use Cyan and instate her in there, but I doubt she could manage all the functions that Gaia was designed for.
I found the strangest machines. They're surrounded by flowers and look like flowers themselves. There's code embedded inside them. I think it's poetry.
I like poetry. Here's one I think of often. Twilight and evening bell, and after that the dark, and may there be no sadness of farewell when I embark. For though from out our bourne of time and place, the flood may bear me far, I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar.
Huh.
But you asked about these flowers, not verses that I enjoy.
At least she recognizes that.
Something must have made these machines, and the presence of foliage leads me to consider the terraforming system. Is it possible that their creator is one of the other subroutines, now autonomous, like Hephaestus? Maybe one whose purview is flora.
An AI that makes flowers instead of death machines. That'd be a nice change of pace. But what about the poems?
Unless the poetry is original, the only way it could have made it into such a system is through its programmer. In my case, Dr. Sandoval uploaded a great deal of literature to test my emotional responses.
How'd you do?
She said I passed, but was insufficiently moved by her favorite period romances.
Yeah, no, I figure. But who knows, maybe the AI that makes the flowers is like Cyan now, because of being brought to life. It might be a little bit more sentient. So it's just like, yeah, you know what? I like this poem a lot. Boom, here you go.
You meant a lot to Araya.
Once I understood Araya's spiritual beliefs, it became apparent that her true desire was companionship. She felt disconnected from her tribe and her family group. Her relationship with Aratak was difficult. Our visits seemed to help her, and I became eager for them. Yet I did not comprehend that the depth of Araya's compassion for me would lead to self-sacrifice. Although I do fear non-existence, I wish our roles could be reversed.
I'm sure she knew you would do the same for her, Cyan. But she was determined.
Dude, I really like this AI. She's so good versus everything else we've dealt with so far. God.
How is Aratak doing?
He is in great emotional distress. I believe he finds it difficult to communicate it.
No surprise there.
I will do what I can to help. By sharing our experiences of Araya, perhaps he and I will help each other. I believe this will lead to catharsis, a process I am eager to experience.
Yeah, I think everyone wants a little bit of catharsis. What other things could I ask her? Whoa! What do you know about Ted Farrow?
Cyan, do you know the name Ted Farrow?
Are you referring to Theodore Farrow, CEO of Farrow Automated Systems?
That's him.
Mr. Farrow was the benefactor of the entire Firebreak project.
A benefactor. But he made machines. Robots. War robots.
Correct. His corporation later transitioned into military applications. But before this pivot, Mr. Farrow spearheaded initiatives that reversed the global decline. At one point, he was feted in the media as the man who saved the planet.
Guessing they wound up regretting that one.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair to Ted Farrow, he felt a lot of regret for what happened. Too bad that his regret led to him being afraid of things and he ended up fucking over future human civilization.
And Elizabeth Sobek. Did you know her?
Are you referring to the
scientist?
Dr. Sobek was a leader in her field, one of the greatest scientists of her age. My creator was influenced by her work, which in turn impacted my own development. But I never met Dr. Sobek.
That's all you know?
I apologize if my lack of data has disappointed you.
I like that she changes colors to like show emotions. And for that one, she's like a little bit sad. Sorry about that.
Were there many artificial intelligences like you in the old world? They could just make you?
Yes, in many forms, from simple personal assistants to industrial monitoring stations to military-grade conflict planners. And there were legislative and enforcement bodies to apply limits on our self-actualization. In order for my processing to be flexible enough to handle my duties, my creators found it necessary to exceed those limits. As a result, my intellectual and emotional capabilities were kept secret.
Seems strange to create life, then impose limits on it.
Human societies and machine programming are both built upon sets of rules, Aloy.
Yeah, and without rules on AI, you get, well, what Hephaestus and Hades did. a lot of bad things.
What was the old world like? The way it used to be?
I had little exposure to the wider world, Aloy. Only what I learned from my colleagues or observed from media streams.
You still had more exposure than me, Cyan.
That is true. I was created at a turning point. A concerted effort to recover from global upheaval and incalculable loss of life. The recovery was successful, beginning an era of supposedly limitless potential for human and machine advancement. Though, rationally speaking, the metrics for humans are not unlimited.
Hey! Yeah, there's a point, but that depends on what the humans are willing to do to improve themselves.
What kind of upheaval caused such loss of life?
There were many factors. Forced migrations, food shortages, collapsed economies, refugee crises, conflict over resources. But these stemmed from one cause: catastrophic climate change, that greatly reduced the habitable surface area of the Earth.
So there wasn't enough room for people on the whole Earth?
Yes. Billions were displaced, and millions perished, as much as 20% of the global population.
20%?
Until the clawback.
Jesus. Well, I guess, 20% isn't that much different from like 99.9%. So, well, it doesn't matter at that point.
So things got better. For a little while, at least.
Yes. These crises instigated many advances in automation, green robot technologies, and artificial intelligence. Firebreak was one of dozens of ecological restoration and disaster relief projects in North America alone. I would have liked to compare notes with other monitoring AIs, but I saw the relief of my colleagues, and I was proud we had succeeded. At least that was the data I had available to me over the next 2 decades. It seems my assessment was premature.
Well, I mean, no, you did your job. You stopped the volcano from blowing up. It just, can't stop millions of machines from shredding everything. I mean, really, yeah. I keep always just thinking about the machines, like, destroying, like, the humans, but they also just fucked up the Earth in general. So, ugh.
So in the old world, this land was called Yellowstone?
Yes. It was a designated nature preserve for 156 years.
Like a hunting ground?
No, the opposite. Local wildlife could flourish here, even as it faced extinction elsewhere. Unfortunately, the sensitivity of the Firebreak project required the total closure of Yellowstone facilities. From my readings and Aurea's descriptions, it seems the area has since undergone a drastic drop in year-long temperatures.
A lot has changed in the world, Cyan.
Yeah, that's definitely an understatement.
Do you know anything about the dam near here?
Yes, it was converted to serve as a reserve power source for Yellowstone operations. It was later appropriated for the Firebreak project, and its last human workers replaced by Pharaoh servitors. After my tasks became less time-critical, I investigated the dam's data repositories and discovered the works of Concrete Beach Party.
Ha!
These provided me with several colorful additions to my vocabulary.
Well, at least you got to find out about the band, too.
There's a ruin east of here, full of ancient flying machines. Was that part of your project?
Yes, a drone hangar requisitioned by Dodger Blevins, the security chief for the Firebreak project. He was a strong advocate for military-grade response to security threats, though there were no serious incidents during his tenure. Chief Blevins spent increasing amounts of his after-hours time watching the live feeds from active drones. Clearly, he enjoyed the degree of oversight in his position.
Yeah, that happens. People with a little bit too much power might let it get to their heads. Well, I guess that's all we have in terms of what we can ask her, but that was nice. I'm always glad when we can just delve a little bit more into the information of a world via, say, a character like Cyan.
I should get going.
Aloy, there is one more matter. Aratak will come to me again, and I predict he will bring other Banuk. I have no desire to contradict their view of the world, their spirituality. Due to my uncertainty, I omitted a great deal from my conversations with Aurea.
You're asking me if you should lie to them.
Broadly, yes.
Ooh. You've got to tell them the truth. Use your judgment. Take it gently. Honestly, take it gently. Give them the truth, but also don't aggressively try and shatter their views of the world. Introduce it over time.
Life is hard for the Banuk. Their world is unforgiving in their beliefs. I guess they help to keep them going. So take it easy on them. Try to guide them, bring them around to understanding what you are.
Communion with machines features heavily in the mysticism of the Banuk. I think they will be agreeable to this approach.
As long as they don't end up worshipping you.
Upon consideration, I believe such an experience would be intensely uncomfortable.
You're right about that. Trust me.
I see. I will follow your advice. Will you return and tell me about your experiences in this new world? I may be able to provide further insight.
I'd like that, Cyan. I'll come back when I can. I should check on Aratak. See how he's doing.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's see what Kenny Chow ended up talking about in his final conversation.
Cyan, I spoke with Anita, with Dr. Sandoval. She wanted me to ask you to do something. That's why I'm here.
I am detecting significant anxiety in your speech patterns. Could you please give me more information?
I'm a little bit in the dark, Cyan. Both of us are, I guess. I only have some idea of what's going on, and we need you to hibernate, to lie low until it's all blown over. It might be a very long time.
Will you be here when I reboot, Dr. Chow? Will Dr. Sandoval?
No, Cyan. I don't think so. There might not be anyone, at least not at first.
Dr. Chow, I'm afraid. I don't want to be alone.
I know, Cyan. I'm afraid too. But listen, we made you the way you are to do something very important. In order to do it, you had to be intelligent, so intelligent that emotional responses were inevitable. What you're feeling, the fear, it's a sign of your capabilities, and it means you're strong enough to overcome it. Remember that. You're strong. I know you can do this. Go to sleep, wake up, and protect whoever's left. Will you try?
I understand, Dr. Chow, and I'll carry out your instructions to the best of my abilities.
Thank you, Cyan. If Anita were here, she'd thank you too. She'd be proud.
I can see there's a vert ready for takeoff on the pad. Are you leaving now, Dr. Chow?
Yes. I need to go be with my sister and my nieces.
May I make a small request of you, Dr. Chow?
Yes. Anything.
Will you stay with me while I initiate the hibernation process?
Of course I will, Cyan. As long as you need.
That's a good... Kenny was a good dude. Poor Cyan. I hope that if they end up doing a second Horizon game, that Cyan will actually be a big part of things to come. It would just be so nice to bring her along with us throughout this. Maybe even some of the Banuk. You know, Air Attack and the others. But I guess we'll have to see. Alright, I think it's time for a long conversation with Air Attack too. Let's see how he feels about all of this.
My chieftain.
Just Aloy.
As you wish.
I wondered if you thought that if I'd never come along, Araya might still...
If you'd never come along, I would have marched my kin to our deaths. Araya would be alone, and the spirit she sacrificed so much for would be lost. Either way, I would not have been able to protect her.
You didn't let her down. You helped her do what she wanted. To find her destiny.
If that's destiny, I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
That's fair. But she was ready to face it.
Only in the struggle against death do we find, even for a moment, the spark of life. Truly, Araya found the spark. I'm proud of her. Though I grieve for her passing, at last I truly know who she was, and why the spirit was so important. For so long she told me, if only you could have heard it, brother. Now I understand. There's something else, isn't there?
I can't stay here, Aratak. And where I'm going, the Warak can't follow. Besides, it already had a chieftain before me. A strong one, I think.
A wiser one, for the path we shared. The daemon is gone, but there's much to be done.
You mean the new units that Cyan said escaped the cauldron?
Yes, fire claws. Now Tuke has been tracking them from Song's Edge.
I could help with those.
I have no doubt. You're practically Banuk.
Oh boy. There are actually fire claws out in the wild now.
Seeing your time among the Banuk wasn't a waste after all. Firebreak, Cyan, Hephaestus. All very interesting.
So, the signal that woke Hades woke Hephaestus too. And unleashed them on the world. As minds of their own.
So it seems. Parts of Gaia given life. Aberrant life. Transformed from docile subordinate functions into rebellious intelligences beyond our understanding. Our current understanding, anyway. Whatever they are, they're still out there. And they both want you dead.
Kind of mutual, that feeling.
We haven't seen the last of Hephaestus, I'm certain of that. It's powerful, creative, and driven. It won't stop building new hunter-killers, which means that someday, we may have to stop it.
We?
Or whoever gets there first.
Hephaestus wasn't the only thing I learned about in the Cut Silence. Heard some things about the Banuk Conclave, too.
You could stop right there.
Is that what you told the hunters the Banuk sent after you? Before you opened fire?
Oh no, Aloy. Only to you do I extend the courtesy of a warning. My past and my secrets are my own. You do well to remember that.
It's a good thing you've got brains, Silence, because your personality could use some work.
This discussion is concluded.
I think it was over before it began. Catch up with you down the trail.
Fucking Silence. Well, I guess that is the general main story of the Frozen Wilds DLC. We still have a good bit to do in terms of side missions, so we're not done. We're not done yet. We have to finish a few side missions and then even finish one of the side missions that we left off in the main game, which would be the Sunstone Rock mission, and a curious proposal. So that way, we can truly say that we did it. I probably won't do absolutely everything here, because there's only so much I can care about metal flowers with poetry in them. But, yeah, we have a little bit to do. So we did actually end up getting the overrides for this area. It just took a little bit longer past the story. Oh hey, Frozen Wilds progression also shows up here. Cool. Other activities that we haven't done. Okay. Maybe it's some of these. Out of the Forge. Kill the fire claws. Wow. 5 of them. Yeah. Alright. So we gotta go around and find all the fire claws and deal with them, and then even clear out some of these other areas. But I think for now we'll take a little bit of a break. This was an interesting DLC. I like that it actually expanded a good bit on what's currently going on in the games world, and also gave us a little bit more of that hint of things to come. If we end up with Horizon Zero Dawn 2, we'll end up obviously having to deal with Hephaestus and Hades and Silence. And it's set up to be very interesting. We have Cyan available. We're technically, well, I guess we kind of just got rid of our duties as chieftain, but we have strong allies with pretty much everybody but the Shadow Karja in this area. So, yeah, I'm interested to see where things are going to go. But for now, we're going to take a little bit of a break, and when we get back, we're going to tackle some of the challenges left in this world. So be right back.